Hey everybody, welcome to this week's edition of Children's Story Time. This week's edition of Children's Story Time is for the second Sunday in Lent, March 16th, 2025. And this week we're going to be taking a look at the gospel lesson, Luke chapter 13, verses 31 to 35. And I'm in the sanctuary. I've created a lanes. I've created 5 lanes, a track. I got my big dice, and we got the start line here, and we got the finish line up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask each of our participants to start at the start line, roll the dice, and after everyone gets to the finish line, that's when the game is over. The trick's going to be that it may take you a long time to get to the finish line, but you got to keep working. If you get to the end and you need to roll a 1 to get to the finish line, then you have to keep rolling the dice until you get the 1 that you need to get over the finish line. If you're here and you need a 4 to get to the finish line, if you roll a 5 or a 6, you can't move. If you get a 2 or a 3, you can move, but if you get a 5 or a 6, you can't move. It's going to take you time to get to the finish line. The idea here is to finish the race no matter how long that it takes. Because in our lesson, Jesus is told that he's in danger. Jesus is told in our lesson that he needs to leave because Herod is after him. And Jesus responds, "I will complete my work." Jesus is not giving up until his mission is complete. Jesus is not going to stop until his mission is complete, no matter how dangerous things get. As disciples, we're called to continue Jesus' mission, even if we might get some flack for doing so. We too are asked to help the poor, to promote Jesus' love, his justice, his forgiveness, his peace, even if we might be attacked for doing those things. Jesus calls us to continue his mission, just like in our lesson, he's determined to complete his mission. And so no matter how long it takes for us to get to the finish line in our game this week, we're going to keep going. We're going to be determined. We're going to be determined to get across the finish line. We're going to be determined to complete our mission as Christ's disciples, just as he was determined, and he says he's determined to complete his mission in our lesson this week. Thanks so much for joining me for this week's edition of Children's Story Time. Join me each and every week for another edition, and thank you very much for joining us. If you're ever in the Williamsport area, we'd love to see you in person. Please check out our Facebook page as well as our New Covenant UCC Williamsport YouTube channel. Peace, blessings, love, and prayers. We'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.